Hey, it's Spanky. I just wanted to do something that I've been meaning to do for years and years and years, and that is to review Mike DaSilva's ukulele. Now, many of you know that Mike and I go back a long ways. I met Mike in 2002, and I think that's about when he started making ukuleles. But his woodworking background goes back a lot further than that. So he's a well-versed luthier, a well-versed carpenter, and a well-versed luthier. I would feel safe saying that. The model I want to go over is the James Hill model, and the James Hill model is defined by this little cutaway right here. Lovingly we call it the James Hill wedgie. Sorry, James. Anyway, it's this little wedge that's been cut out, and it's a pretty phenomenal little idea. The cool thing is we're not losing, a lot of volume. So, like if you're worried about, a cutaway taking away volume from the instrument, literally volume. How loud can it get, as well as it cuts out area for the harmonics to develop and all that kind of stuff. I don't think this is a great compromise, I guess, for that. But its real purpose is like the way James Hill plays. He's always coming up and down through this area, and so he's missing the top. Just the fact that this is down just a half an inch or so gets his fingers up and down without hitting the top, which means if it's an amplified instrument, you're not getting all the pops and snaps and clicks and everything from your nails hitting the top of the instrument. So it's just not happening back here. And I've noticed for me as well, I'm no James Hill, but when I play with my trio and I'm amplified, it's a lot quieter as compared to my other DaSilva that I would always be hitting the top. So it works. This particular model is the James Hill, and I don't know, it probably is like a super deluxe or something. We've got grade A Stitka top, and it's got the bear claw marking in it. I've got a double abalone ring, followed by 4 rings after it on each side, and then all the way around we have abalone with again followed by rings on the inside and outside, and then the mock torch shell around the outside and the outside of the 2 rings here. A little piece of abalone here, great idea. Mike's pretty incredible. The koa on this is astounding. I don't even know where the grade is, but it's probably the prettiest ukulele I've ever owned. Very, very nice. And then the striped ebony here, just a regular mahogany neck, and then he has a jet black ebony cap, and then underneath the cap is a little piece of bloodwood, and it's beveled a little bit so that you get that red stripe underneath it. It's really kind of a neat idea. And then of course Mike's family crest here. So all together, I would say the craftsmanship's unbelievable. All the seams are filled or just so tight you can't see any space in them. So that's a really cool thing. That's something I look for quite a bit when I look at luthiers, like how well do the joints fit together, especially where the neck meets the body. Sometimes that can be a place where you get some rattles going, or you might have a glue joint pop or something like that if it looks like it's being forced into place, kind of thing. This one is got a Misai, I don't know how they pronounce it, pickup and charging system in it. So this is the one where you plug it in for a minute and it's good for like 18 hours of play. I was really leery about it at first, but it has never failed me, and I've been playing on this system for 3 years now, maybe. I think it's just been at 3 years. This ukulele was just made in March of 2010, and the other one I was playing on is like 2 years before that, and it had the same system. And this one has no onboard controls, which I mean, from Mike's point of view, Mike's like, it's such pretty wood, why do you want to put a whole bunch of holes in it, why do you want to cover it up? And I agree, that's pretty cool, but you know, sometimes when the volume of the band gets up and I'm supposed to play a lead line or something, it's kind of nice to be able to reach down and turn it up a little bit if the volume of the band has gotten to the point where, you know, things happen, people get excited, start playing louder, and so all of a sudden, you know, you're beyond your levels at the sound check. So anyway, so a great instrument. I like the way it plays. The neck is a little bit wider than, it might just be this one, because Mike and I were working on a neck jig in late March. Yeah, I think it was March of this year. And this was one of the first necks that came off that jig. And I think we had it set up maybe just a little bit wide, or the tracing element was a little too wide, and so the result was the neck that came off that was a little bit wider. But because I like to finger pick, it's perfect. Gives me a little more room. It's kind of like the difference between playing a steel string, you know, dreadnought as opposed to playing a classical. I'm not, and that's probably a little drastic, but it's nothing like that. You know, great sound. I really enjoy playing it. It's got a great sound, good volume. I've played this like at farmers markets and stuff like that, or we'll take the trio down just to play for tips kind of thing. And so we're outdoors, totally unamplified, and you know, it sounds great. The crowd can hear it, even when I take a lead. You know, I got to dig in a little more, but still sounds great. I'm playing with an upright bass and a violin player, and Heather sings, and so it's able to stay up with it. Indoors, great. You know, no problems with that. In fact, I have to be careful when I'm in jams and stuff like that, because I'll overpower some of the other people in the class. But other than that, great instrument. So I don't know, I like it a lot. I don't know what else to tell you. Great craftsmanship, good sound, good engineering. Overall, I think it's definitely worth it. I'm not sure what Mike's price points are. You have to check out ukemaker.com and you know, take a look. You know, I think there's a difference between buying a very decorative uke to hang on the wall because it just doesn't sound right, as compared to going all out. And you know, Mike certainly made this one quite the looker, but it's got the sound to back it up, and that's the difference for me. I don't buy instruments that don't sound good, and even if it was Mike, I would tell him I don't like the sound of it, let's pick another one, you know, let's build another one. And he would do that, and I don't know that there are a lot of luthiers out there that would do that. So my advice to you is, if you're looking for a traditional tenor or a concert, Mike builds all sizes. I really like the little Peanut, Nunez, or you know, the real small Diaz ukes that he's building, the replica ones. I absolutely love them. Mine's in for repair right now, otherwise I'd be doing a review on that one as well. But holy smokes, man. Talk about a good uke. These harken back, the sound to me harkens back to what you hear in Martins, like the vintage Martins. So if you're looking for a great uke, check out Mike DaSilva at ukemaker.com. This is Mark Spanky Guitars signing off. Check me out at spankyukulele.com. Have a great week.